To prepare for harvest, it is important that your equipment is set up properly in the Cab app. To begin, navigate to the Equipment tile. Here you can check existing equipment and make adjustments, or you can add a new piece of equipment. As we prepare for harvest, you can either select a combine or a silage harvester, for example. I'm going to select combine and choose next. Here I'm going to choose the make of my combine, the series of my combine, and the model. If you have an older model and it isn't listed here, choose one that is closest to your model number and you will just need to adjust the GPS offsets. Now I'm going to input the name that I would like my combine to be called in my account and choose next. Here it is letting me know I will need to enter my GPS offsets and confirm some additional combine settings. I initially land on the GPS offsets page. Here you can see pre-loaded values. These values are for the factory installed model that I chose. If I've made any major adjustments, I will want to take a tape measure to confirm these values. Here I can see A is the front, and I can see on the diagram where I would need to measure, similar to B being the center and C being the height. You can also choose if it is offset to the back, center, or offset to the front, similarly offset to the left, center, or offset to the right. Once this is complete, I'm going to navigate down to heads. Here is where I will enter a new head. For example, I'm going to enter a row crop head, or I could choose a platform head. I'm going to choose the number of rows that I have by using the plus or minus arrows. And next I'm going to set up my max harvesting height. This is important to know when it should be calculating yield or when it should not. This will need to be set as you are in the combine. And please note, if you are running AGCO equipment, this will be disabled and you do not need to set this. For all other types, I'm going to select set, and here if I was in my combine, I would lift the head to the raised position and tap next, and then it is going to ask you to lower the head. Once that is complete, I would press done, and my current head height would change here. You can also do this later on the map screen. Next, I'm going to check the same measurements here for forward, so the axle to the cutting edge. The row spacing, I'm going to say that I have 15-inch spacing, and the head offset. Once my head is complete, I'm going to select done. Next, I'm going to navigate down to the settings. Here I can make sure that my shared swath is turned on if I have more than one combine in the field. Automatic swath sensitivity, I'm going to leave where it is for the time being, but I can increase it if I'm noticing a lag. Next is the moisture lag. Same thing, I'm going to leave it where it is unless I notice any problems in my mapping. Here I'm going to use the drop down to choose my moisture source. And next is the flow sensor lag. I'm also going to keep this at the 14 seconds, but if needed, I can change this later. Next, I'm going to navigate down to adjust my GPS location. If I notice in my mapping that my GPS is slightly off, I can give it a GPS nudge by using one of the arrows and nudging it slightly to east, west, north, or south. And finally, crop settings. Here I will choose my current crop that I'm harvesting from the list. I am then going to confirm my nominal weight, nominal moisture, and shrink factor. To edit any of these, I'm going to click on the box and input my new value. Once all of my combine has been set up, I'm going to select done and it will be added to my list. Now when I go to the field, I will want to make sure I select that piece of equipment as active.